Hello everyone. Recently I've been working on a junk Doppler variant, and I figured I might as well show it to you all. I don't really see deco files to junk Doppel all too much here on YouTube, and this deck has a lot of potential to pick up steam in the future due to the success of Dark Synchro in the OCG, which is why base is built off of, were some of the ideas that they've implemented into their junk Doppel and Dark Synchro decks. As usual, I'll have the deck profile in the description below, so you don't need to watch this entire video. But for now, let's just get started. First off, 3 Junk Synchron. 3 isn't really needed nowadays in this deck, since you could easily search it out through things like tuning, reinforcement of the army, even Jet Synchron. And you usually want to use your normal summon on some other cards such as Dark Grepher and Armageddon Knight, which are some pretty new additions to this build that were introduced in OCG's Dark Synchro decks. Well, as usual, Junk Synchron is a really big combo piece early on in the game, in conjunction with Doppelwarrior and a level 1 tuner in your graveyard. Next up, 3 Quickdraw Synchron. I only played 2 things for the extra deck in this deck for this card. But it hasn't really, the third one hasn't really been dead for me all too much recently. And if it ever becomes dead, there are ways to recycle these synchros through PSY-Framelord Omega from its graveyard effect. And there are some ways you can get the third one out of your hand, such as through Jet Synchron's effect, or even by discarding one quick draw for another quick draw. Next up, 2 Jet Synchron. 3 isn't really needed since you can search it out pretty easily and get it to the grave easily through things like Foolish Burial and Accel Synchron. But otherwise, he's a really good combo piece. Next up, 3 Doppelwarrior. I still think 3 is really good for the deck. It combos really well with Junk Synchron. It also combos well with things such as Global, Plaguespreader Zombie, and he's searchable through things like Reinforcement of the Army. Next up, 3 Level Eater. I used to always play 2 in the deck, but 3 is pretty good for consistency since you want to see it right away, so you could pitch it up with things such as Dark Grepher or Quickdraw Synchron. It's a really good combo piece. 1 Glow Bulb since you need that extra level 1 tuner, and Glow Bulb fits that role perfectly. Next, 2 Synkron Resonator. What it does is that if you control a Synchro monster, you can special summon it from your hand, but you can only special by that effect once per turn. He's in there for another level 1 tuner. He can come in pretty helpful sometimes. It is really good to search off of a certain card I played called Arf Thou. Next, I play 2 Dark Greffers. He helps get darks into the graveyard really fast, and as well as the 1 Armageddon Knight. I'm probably gonna cut the Armageddon Knight for maybe a 3rd Grepher or like Twin Twisters in the main deck, since he hasn't really come up all too much. Next up, 3 Destiny Hero Malicious. Helps get synchro plays rolling with Plaguespreader Zombie, and is a good target to dump off of Dark Grepher and Armageddon Knight. As well, for more good things to dump, I play 2 Plaguespreader Zombies. He helps get out things such as the level 8s I play in the deck, like Omega and Stardust Dragon. And for the last 2 monsters, these are from the new sets, the Dark Illusion. I got these during the sneak peek. And there are 2 Blackwing Gofu the Vague Shadow. In case you don't know what he does, is that he's like a Cyber Dragon where if you control no monsters, you can special summon him. And if he's summoned, you can get 2 tokens, I think to level 1, but they can't be used as synchro materials or something like that, so in this particular deck, you don't want to get the tokens. He's also a tutor, and he has really good plays in combination with Level Eater. Like you Level Eater him to make him forward to summon Hyper Librarian, or you can level use something else. Use him in Level Eater to make Stardust Warrior, or Cold Dragon if you have one. This is a really good combo piece, and he's also a Dark. And since he's level 5, you can pitch him off of Dark Grepher to special him as well. So that's it for the monsters. For the spells, play 2 Allure of Darkness since 20 of the monsters in this deck are dark, and you want to see your combo pieces faster. Next, 1 Soul Charge. It's the win button for the deck. If you use it, you should be winning. 3 Tuning, so you can search out Junk Synchron, Quickdraw Synchron, and maybe even Jet Synchron if you need to. And the mill is also really good. 1 Rotus to search out Junk Synchron, Doppelwarrior, Armageddon Knight, and Dark Grepher. One for one to help get out your level 1s, like Level Eater and Glow Bulb and Jet, and all those guys. Foolish Burial to load up your graveyard. I played 2 Arf Thou. In case you don't know what this does, it says if you control a level 1 monster, you can you could add from your deck to your hand 1 level 1 monster, but if you don't normal summon it during the turn, you take 2,000 life points damage during the end phase. Usually if you play it, you'd probably win that turn, or you end up going into things like Quasar and things like that to help you live the next turn. If you use things like Soul Charge, then you can't attack that turn, obviously. It's really good for getting things like Level Eater to your hand to pitch off Quickdraw. Next, I played 2 D.D.R. You do a lot of banishing in this deck in between Allure of Darkness, Destiny of Malicious, Plaguespreader, Jet Synchron. So you want to be able to get those back. For the last spell of the deck, which is also the last card in the deck, is 1 Left Arm Offering. A lot of the Dark Synchro decks in the OCG I've seen play 1 copy of this card. What it does is that if you have 2 or more cards in your hand, you banish your entire hand to add 1 spell card from your deck to your hand, but you cannot set spells and traps to turn you active with this card. So what it's used for is to get Soul Charge so you can win that turn. So that's it for the main 40 cards. For the extra deck, well, 2 Double Dude tokens, because you gotta have tokens for the Doppelwarrior. And 3 Formula Synchron. I used to only play 2 in the deck for a long time until this variant. Because I never thought 3 was necessary, since I usually had Rush Warrior to recycle it. But now that I'm not playing Rush Warrior, 3 is absolutely needed, and you'll go into 3 almost every game. 1 Tatsunoko, helpful for synchroing with things from your hand, like this and like a Dark Grepher or Armageddon Knight from your hand to make Ancient Fairy Dragon, which is a really valuable combo piece in this deck right now. He also helps make Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon with Jet Warrior. 1 Accel Synchron, really good combo piece for ditching Jet Synchron to the graveyard. There are also some circumstances where you want to send Junk Synchron to the graveyard to help make things like Trishula. The 1 Jet Warrior to combo with Quickdraw Synchron, and the bounce effect is always good. 2 Hyper Librarian because you need to draw cards to facilitate your plays. 1 Stardust Warrior. It really should be a Coral Dragon, but I don't have one as of right now. But this guy's still good though, since when he synchro summon you draw a card. He's also really good really good to make Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, because you just use him in Formula Synchron, or him in Plaguespreader, or anything like that. 1 Drill Warrior for the quick draw. 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon. I never really understood why this thing was played in OCG Dark Synchro until pretty recently. The effect where you special summon a level 3 or 4 or lower is level, I cannot read upside down. Level 4 or lower monster from your hand, but you can't conduct your battle phase that turn. But he's really good for special summoning out things like Armageddon Knight or Dark Grepher, or even a low level tuner from your hand. If you use Soul Charge that turn, the part where you can't do your battle phase that turn doesn't matter at all, because he's not attacking anyway. Also, if your opponent plays field spells, you can just blow it up for free and gain 1,000 life points. And that's relevant against things like Blue Eyes, and if your opponent has Zao and Necro Valley. Next up is Stardust Dragon. This really should be a PSY-Framelord Omega, but I only have 1. So I thought Stardust Dragon would be the next best generic level 8 synchro to play, since he stops things like Dark Clover Geki. Speaking of Omega, play the 1 copy since you need Omega in this deck. The 1 Crystal Wing is really easy to make, really good effect. The 1 Trishula, because banishing is always good against every deck right now. And the 1 Quasar. Most of the OCG decks I've seen don't play the Quasar or the Stardust. Instead, they play triple Omega. I like Quasar though. He helps win games. For the side deck, these are just suggestions for a side deck. Side decks depend on your locals. I always say that. But for the side deck I currently have, 2 Battle Fader for Cosmos and any other OTK deck. 3 D.D. Crow for Blue Eyes. Triple Max C for Access Special Summon a lot like BA, even for Blue Eyes. And it also helps draw into your Battle Fader. Or Geki for things like Heroes and Blue Eyes. Swords of Concealing Life for Heroes mainly. Triple Twin Pushers for anything back row. And Crimson Later for Blue Eyes mainly, and can also be good against Cosmos and Monarchs. I just swap out the Blue Eyes for it. So that's the end of my Junk Doppel or Dark Synchro deck profile. I hope you enjoy. If you have any suggestions or comments or questions or concerns or whatever, please comment down below. I'm not really too good at giving explanations for this particular deck since I'm not as familiar as I am with Heroes. So any bit of useful information or criticism or tips or anything like that definitely helps. But thank you for watching and have a good day.